Hey guys, I'm Mary Harper. This is for Library Media 532 class at Jacksonville State University, 3.3 Virtual Library Evaluation. My virtual library evaluation is on Google Books. Google Books is really very easy to find. You can use different browsers, such as the Google Chrome browser, which I have open. You could use the Mozilla Firefox, you can use Safari, and even Internet Explorer. To find Google Books, you can search for it in Google or even in Bing. It's the first thing that pops up when you type in Google Books. And when you go there, there's a search bar where you can search whatever books you're looking for. So this is the world's most comprehensive index of full-text books. And if you're signed in, you can actually add books to your own library. To find out about the history, I clicked About and History. So Google Books is almost as old as Google itself, not quite. In 1996, Google co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page were graduate computer science students working on a research project supported by the Stanford Digital Library Technologies Project. Their goal was to make digital libraries work. The idea was as follows. In a future world which vast collections of books are digitized, people would use a web crawler to index the book's content and analyze the connections between them, determining any given book's relevance and usefulness by tracking the number and quality of citations from other books. The book crawler they wound up building was called Backrub, which was a modern twist on the traditional citation analysis that inspired Google's PageRank algorithms, which is the core search technology that makes Google. However, today, after decades of evolution, innovation, and strong partnerships, Google Books has helped to make more than 40 million books discoverable in more than 400 languages. So with Google Books, you can find books in different languages. You can also translate books, which is awesome if you have ESL students. So let me show you about Google Books. I just click General Help here, and this is just how to use it. So there's a classic Google Books, and then there's a new Google Books. Classic is basic, classic, you type things in. It's not hard to use. So when you type in an author like J.K. Rowling, or a genre, or a title of a book, maybe even a character, you will be able to pull up what is associated. So of course these are books about J.K. Rowling, and then of course books by J.K. Rowling, like the Ichabod. In this particular version, it automatically shows the preview. Depending on the copyright and the publisher's wishes, it might not show everything, but it shows you enough. You can search within the book, so I'll search the name Fred, and it will pull up the name Fred within the particular pages. You can clear your search and X out here. So this tells us about this particular edition, the ISBN, publisher, when it was published, page count, format, language, author. You can create a citation. You can see the table of contents, about the book and the publisher. This is about the work. Over here, genres. Talks about the subjects, the author. Then you can get the book, or you could click here. And this is the digital versions, in which are connected to Google, which of course Google Play is going to show up first. And then you can find them in print. And then you can borrow using the library system. So the library system actually scans the books for Google Books, and in exchange, Google Books links the library. So it's going to show you the libraries near you, and this one is available at Pell City Public, but also at these libraries here, which are all part of St. Clair County's interworking Camilla Net library system, all online ebooks. And then the Jefferson County Library Cooperative. So obviously you have to be a public library member to do this. You have to sign in, and then to sign in to Camilla, you have to have your library card, which is essentially your phone number. You can place a hold. If it's available, you can go ahead and borrow it. You can read a sample here. I love how it opens in a new tab. So if you weren't satisfied with this book, you could go back. So that is the classic Google Books. You can also download ebooks and read them at no cost, depending on the publisher. You can cite the book, which is very helpful for students who are writing papers, copy or translate part of the book, which is also helpful for ESL students. And then if you're signed into Google, you have a Google account, you can collect books and magazines in a personal library on Google Books itself. So you have electronic versions of these there. So you can click on My Library, and you can add by ISBN or ISSN. You can also add books that you're looking at, add to My Library. And then you can remove them when you're done with them. And then you can organize using bookshelves and share your library with others as long as you're signed in. If you're going to use the new Google Books, we have a link. And it's a little bit different. I think it's a little better laid out. I like how it doesn't automatically show the preview. This one is what's featured for today, is Ender's Game. So you have to click on preview to see it, which is interesting. But it's got a lot of the same features as the traditional Google Books. You can create the citation, you can buy it, and if you can't find this edition, you can find any edition. You can borrow it from libraries, and then of course we've got reviews, which are helpful, and other editions, more from the publisher, similar books, more from the author, awards, and then about the author. And I like this right here because you can see right here when it was published, you can see the awards and the nominations and the characters and the genre. It's all very helpful. And you can also click on more facts to find more. So let's say I wanted to get this book. Let's say I wanted to borrow it. So obviously you could borrow it here. If I go back to the Google Books page, like I said, you can read or preview books, you can search within books, buy, borrow, or download a book, cite a book, add them to your library. This is all about the library project. So it makes it possible for users to search on Google through millions of books written in many different languages, including books that are rare, out of print, or generally unavailable outside of the library system. So generally, if a book from the library project is determined to be in the public domain, Google will make it fully available. So that means that it's past the copyright time, such as this one that is published in 1668. If you click on it, you can see the entirety. You can read it free of charge, download it, add it to your library, search inside of it, the entirety of the book. And it shows you other editions, and common terms, and popular passages. This is the limited preview. This is what we've been kind of seeing before. This is the castle, which was copyrighted in 1982. So it's got 74 pages, and it will show you 17 of them. If you go back, this is a snippet view, which is literally just going to show you just the front page. It's not going to show you any more of that. It's published in 1964 and digitized in 2006. And then lastly, there's no preview available for this one, the Dictionary of Zoology. But of course, you can still get the book if you're still interested in borrowing it. You'd have to search by your zip code. It's not showing that it's near me. So of course, libraries partner with Google in order to do this. They scan the books for them. And then publishers can actually claim or exclude books in the library project themselves. And then of course, there are certain data sets, so publishers who use Google Play Books publisher program, they help you discover books using third-party data. Books are scanned through the library project, and providers that aggregate book data like EBSCO and the National Diet Library in Japan and websites like Google all help with the data sources. Of course, you'll need to be a library partner or a library member to borrow many of these books, but you can see some of them fully online, like I said before. This would be great if you're a Google school. If you're a Google school, you could link this to students and they already have a login, and especially if they have public library accounts, memberships, then this is great for them. This is also great for summer reading. If you think about it, a lot of kids don't know where to find books. You can tell them, hey, you can go to your public library, or you can say, hey, search Google Books and see if it's available at your library. If it's not, you can also purchase it from these various places, or here's another library it might be available at. So this is my review of the Google Books. Thank you so much.